Something that I really appreciate about Rush Duels is its ability to revive old themes, from Advanced Format and early Rush, while giving them good support. From Great Moth to Grace Princess Kana, there isn't a card that can't find its time to shine in Rush Duels. So this year, I want to make a prediction video on what themes and archetypes that I want to see in 2026. And of course, I want to know what you guys want to see as well, so let me know in the comments below. But without further ado, let's begin. Number 1. Give Rice Terrace a theme. So this one is just personal preference. These cards have been around for a while, and their gimmick of flipping monsters to defense position seems like a really fun utility that could possibly be splashed in other decks. I'd honestly love to see higher levels that can send defense position monsters back into the respective owner's decks, or they can just have monsters that gain attack based on how many monsters are on the board that are in defense position, with piercing of course. But I think these designs are just way too peak to be left with 3 cards. Like, give me some lore, tell me why we need to have futuristic space farmers that need to protect their crops. Like, what are we so afraid of? Number 2, level monsters. This is something that I've been asking for a lot. Recently, when we got news about how Geas Charge of the Nova will add some classic Yu-Gi-Oh dragons, one of the archetypes on my wishlist were the armed dragons. Obviously, since Rush has no index searchers, it would be hard to summon the higher levels, but maybe instead of special summoning from the hand or deck, it could be the hand or graveyard. It would definitely be easier to achieve that way. But there has to be some way to balance it out to match the power level of Rush Duels. We did just see with the Great Moths that even if they got ported to Rush, it doesn't mean that the original gimmicks are kept as well. So it does open it up to more potential for any classic strategies. Like, even if it wasn't the level dragons, I think level monsters would be cool overall as well. Number 3, more equips. We have a whole theme that is about bandits that steal artifacts that they then use to fight, but then there's only 3 equip cards that are printed. How do Galaxy types have more equips? Print more equip cards for the Shaman Bandits! Print more themes that focus on equips and make them worth playing! Okay, bye. Number 4, Cyber Angels in Rush. When rituals were introduced, I immediately wanted Hungry Burger to be a theme in Rush, and lo and behold, the burger got printed with a whole new theme with it. Maybe it was a little obvious given the power level and how easy it would be to make, but now I'm shooting my shot again. Cyber Angels are a pretty strong archetype early on, but can easily be changed to fit the Rush style. Let's take the iconic Cyber Angel Ben 10. It needs to be ritual summoned with Machine Angel Ritual. That's fine, we can do that. If this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the grave, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the monster's original defense. Well, we have Flame Wingman and Shining Flare Wingman, so it's possible. But the third effect is the tough one. If this card is tributed, you can add a Light Fairy from your deck to the hand. This is not something that can currently be done in Rush Duels. I think we can forego this line and still have this be a strong card that's totally viable in the game, or, just like with the level monsters, we could change it from deck to graveyard instead. That should probably be okay, right? But if there's other ritual decks that could possibly work, Evagishki and the End of the World could be viable as well. Or we could, just make more original themes. That's probably for the best. Number 5, give Glacies a full theme. One of my favorite cards has got to be Glacies the Snowmeister of Sacred Splendor. And it's truly a shame that we don't have more support for the card. In my opinion, he looks really cool, no pun intended, and I feel like we could make a whole deck around getting a bunch of cards to be able to more efficiently activate his effect. I am also a little biased because I pulled the alt art of Ice the Snow Maiden of Sacred Splendor, so we just gotta get something good at some point, right? Obviously, we shouldn't have deep resource gains like what the Monarchs have, but there's probably a good in-between so that you don't feel like you're losing all of your advantage when you go all in. Even better, maybe we can get other elemental warriors like this and have some cool avatar thing of controlling the basic elements and whatnot, but that's basically pseudo dragon rulers at that point, right? Number 6, add an alternate win condition. The last 2 aren't really specific themes, but things that I just kind of want to see in the game. When you think about iconic wins in Yu-Gi-Oh, one of the classics has got to be Exodia. Whether it's in the anime or in real life, drawing all 5 pieces is truly hype moments in Aura. And after that, the advanced format was introduced to a plethora of different ways to win. From Final Countdown to musical sumo dice games, there's unique and challenging ways to find victory. So it just feels right that Rush Duel should get its own unique way to win. While Exodia would be cool, it just doesn't make sense given Rush's draw till you have 5 in hand rule. It would be way too easy to accomplish. So I've theorized some other ways, like milling the whole deck and having no cards in the field and just like one card in hand, but it still felt too simple. I think the best idea that I've had so far is something akin to Destiny board. But instead of spelling, death or final or whatever, you have to spell victory using all 7 available zones on your board. It's going to be hard to maintain unless you hold all the cards in hand. However, you're then forfeiting your ability to draw 5 each turn. On top of that, you're going to be forced to have to play some sort of control so you don't lose your life points before you can even play your cards. So yeah, it's not completely fleshed out, but it sounds like a really cool idea, so I'm going to stick with that one. Number 7. Whatever spells and traps in the extra deck mean. So in 2025, this is something that we've started to see a few cards have in their card text. Take Delirium Larva as an example. It has the continuous effect of giving insects on your field 800 attack, but also on your opponent's turn, spell and trap cards on your field can't be returned to the hand, deck, or extra deck by card effects. What do you mean that the back row can be sent back to the extra deck? When has that ever been a thing? Not even the advanced format has that sort of mechanic, unless it's tied to like a pendulum monster. So does that mean that we're going to get spells and traps that go to the extra deck? And if so, why? What sort of gimmick would that be? And those are my hopes for 2026. There's plenty of other things about the game that I'm hoping to see, like a TCG release, but I'm just going to continue huffing on that copium for that one. Anyway, if you like these kinds of videos, or if you want to see something outside of the Rush reviews, let me know. I'm trying to expand my repertoire from just being casual guides for decks and, occasional discussion videos, so I really appreciate your input on this one. Anyway, this is Protagonist signing out for today, and I will see you all next time. Peace.